December 3rd, could we call the Franklin County Commission meeting to order?
Commissioner Stottlemyre,
Present.
Commissioner Waymire,
Present.
Chair Harris,
Present.
Vice Chair Metter,
Present.
Commissioner Dickinson.
Present.
Pledge allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please stand.
For the invocation this morning, I'm going to begin by reading from Isaiah chapter 9. The people who walked in darkness have seen a great light. Those who dwelt in a land of deep darkness, on them has light shone. You have multiplied the nation, you have increased its joy. They rejoice before you, as with joy at the harvest, as they are glad when they divide the spoil. For the yoke of his burden and the staff for his shoulder, the rod of his oppressor, you have broken as on the day of Midian. For every boot of the trampling warrior in battle tumult, and every garment rolled in blood will be burned as fuel for the fire. For to us a child is born, to us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder, and his name shall be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace. Of the increase of his government and of peace there will be no end, on the throne of David and over his kingdom, to establish it and to uphold it with justice and with righteousness from this time forth and forevermore. The zeal of the Lord of hosts will do this. The word of the Lord. Father, in this Advent season, we are people who are so very thankful that this prophecy has been fulfilled and is in the process of being fulfilled. In these moments, would you remind us that you are Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, and Prince of Peace. Would you dwell in our hearts and our minds, guiding us forward, leading us today and through this season. We thank you and we praise you. We pray these things in the name of Jesus. Amen.
Thank you. Public comment?
None.
Consent agenda, consider the approval of claim vouchers and tax change orders of $11,353.79, and approval of the commission meeting from November 26th. That's it.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Commissioner Stottlemyre,
Yes.
Commissioner Waymire,
Yes.
Commissioner Metter,
Yes.
Commissioner Dickinson,
Yes.
Chair Harris.
Yes. Items of business. Number one is review the Franklin County EMS 25 third quarter. Christie.
Good morning.
Morning.
So I just wanted to start off with the third quarter report and say that our call volume looks pretty steady from what it did compared to last year still. The good news is if you're looking at deposits, you can see for the quarter, we needed $300,000 to make budget, and we actually exceeded that by over $64,000. I will give you a little sneak peek of the fourth quarter as well. The line item that is Medicare is going to have quite at least 5 figures in it. So that's looking great. And as far as where we are financially for the year, we need about $364,000 to make budget for the year. And again, I am incredibly, hopefully optimistic that that metric is going to be met. So very, very pleased to report that. In adjustments, we had a total of $226,837.52. And then as we're working our way through things, we were able to send some things to collections. So to Midwest, $2,665.19, and then we sent $15,081.09 to the set-off program.
Very good.
And then if we just start looking at our operations, there's nothing in here that's really earth-shattering. But so for the days of the week in the third quarter, it appears that Saturday was our biggest day as far as call volume. Our runs by the hour We started peaking around noon and really didn't slack off until about 8, 9 o'clock at night. So a fairly large window where we were fairly busy. Our runs by county, we did go into Osage, Miami, and Anderson County in this quarter to assist them as well. Then we have our runs by zone. What you're going to notice is there's a pretty significant increase in the one that's marked Franklin and a decrease in Ottawa South. That reflects that we changed where we're doing our move-ups. So that was the reason for that change. Emergency responses tend to be what we're called the most for, and then you can see we were up 21 calls from the same time last year for requesting interfacility transfers. But you'll also notice that we were down 30 standbys, which would take into account the policy we put forth back in August regarding move-ups. And so far, that's working out very well. Our runs by unit disposition, 83% of the time, it involved us making contact with a patient. For our standbys, 66% of those were to improve coverage. 19% of those would have been fairs or community events, which makes sense because the fair was in town during this quarter and we were there a lot. If you're looking at the patient evaluation and care, 86% of the people that we saw allowed them to evaluate them and provide them care. 6% let us evaluate them, but then they refused care, and 4% said, I don't need either. And when we're transporting our patient, 70% of the time it was transported by this EMS unit, and then in 22% of the patient, 22% of the time the patient refused transport. 8% of the time we were dealing with a situation that just did not require transport. If we're looking at our average run mileage summary, it looks fairly consistent with what it did in 2024. And I am sorry, I just realized that on the runs by destination name, there is a typo in quarter. But again, we're going more places instead of just to a few or more places than what we did in 2024. Our average runtime summary, I do want to point out that this is a metric that we have been working very hard to achieve, and that's the arrived at scene to left scene. So that's actually how much time we're staying at somebody's house or on the scene of a call. Would like to have that metric under 20 minutes. You can see in 2024 for the third quarter that on average we were on scene about 33 minutes, and you can see that that has decreased significantly in the 2025 third quarter. So just testament to the crews that they're working to get that metric down as well. Runs by service level, we have them broken down between paramedic, AEMT, and then EMT. And the reason you don't see any for EMT in 2024 is simply because prior to this year, we had to get that data based off of how we billed the patient. And now I'm able to get a report that shows actually who was the primary tech of the call, which I think reflects numbers a little more accurately. Just our overlapping calls. We had 79 move-ups in the third quarter, and we were at status 0 21 times, which you can see we had quite a bit of decrease in the amount of time. We spent 730 minutes in 2024 at system status, but in 2025 it was 488 minutes. And that is what I have, but I am happy to answer any questions that you may have.
Make a motion to approve the adjustments in collections reports for the third quarter of 2025.
Commissioner Waymire?
Yes.
Commissioner Metter?
Yes.
Commissioner Dickinson?
Yes.
Commissioner Stottlemyre? Chair Harris?
Yes. Thanks, Christie. Approve, second item, approve the Lake Region Solid Waste Authority. Janet.
So before you is the solid waste management agreement, and that is something with all the counties in the district. And Shay is here to talk to you guys about it today.
2-for-1 day today.
Yeah.
Did you not know that? All right, so this is just our annual review. Every 5 years, we do a comprehensive review of all of the goal setting and things like that for the region. In this case, we just, it's a compliance requirement that we must review the plan to update. Most of the time, they want contact information if that changes, which we will be doing in the new year, because as Don has now stepped down from our committee, we're sad to see him go. Then we will be updating those names next year as well. So it's just a continual basis. One of the things I also like to do is not wait until the 5-year to update the data that's in there for some of the reporting purposes, because I have found that when you try and collect data after 5 years and put it together, it's a little bit more difficult than if you ask for updates or you constantly do the updates every year. So most of the updates that are in that plan are not comprehensive. They are simply small updates and additions to either annual data, names and contact information and things like that. And then after I have each of the county's approvals on a resolution, they get submitted in January to the state. So there should be a letter there that lists the actual changes in the document as well.
Make a motion for it? All right, I will make a motion to approve the resolution 25-44 to approve the Lake Region Solid Waste Authority Management Plan.
I will second it, and I will say that anytime Dawn talks about, you're not here all the time, and whenever Dawn talks about what's going on, he always has great things to say about you and what you
thank
do.
you.
So it's,
Thank you, Dawn.
I will second it.
Commissioner Metter?
Yes.
Commissioner Dickinson? Commissioner Stottlemyre?
Yes.
Commissioner Waymire?
Yes.
Chair Harris?
Yes.
And then we have the 2-for-1 things. We have an opportunity today that one of the things that we've discussed in our last quarterly meeting, when actually Peg, who is on, Peg, you want to come up? Peg is one of the representatives for Franklin County on our board, and she did have an idea that she brought up to us, which we had considered. I know that the county was looking at replacing or making repairs on one of their recycling trucks. And we had talked about the fact that we had reserves that were sitting that we would like to give back into the counties. So we have opened it up where each county can then submit to the board for review of ideas of things that we could then fund back into it. So it is $5,000 that we are putting back into the counties, because over the years we have accumulated a small bit, a small bit, a small bit, and then we had a reserve sitting there. So she came and asked if we would help to supplement the repair on the recycling truck, and we definitely want to see our recycling continue on. So we have for you a $5,000 wheel check, as well as a picture opportunity check.
Yes.
So, that would be wonderful. Yes, absolutely. Don needs to be involved in this, as he
You want
has.
to solve
Yeah.
I would love to have as many people as possible.
your heads in the background? No.
And we can do it right in the front here. You're good? That way you have your logo at the back.
Usually if you stand right there in
And
front
right
of
in
the
the podium
podium,
here?
yeah, then it gets
Okay.
it in the back.
All right. That goes to Janet, that's what you
No, it's one to me.
Squeeze it in.
Good, perfect.
Thank you so much.
I will take that.
And
because
you
I
too.
will deposit it into the
Okay,
back.
there we are. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. And we're happy. This is one of my favorite
Okay.
commission meetings
Yeah,
to
thank
come
you.
to, so. Because there's no drama, everybody is fun and nice. And it's usually good things that I'm here for, so that's a good thing too. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Need a motion to approve the resolution 25-44?
Already did.
You did? Yep. Yep, yeah, we did. Yep, all right.
Staff
Two
report.
things away.
Yeah, one quick thing, and Colt, feel free to chime in. I know she reached out to you. Prairie Paws, their director is looking for a letter of support. They apparently recently picked up a pickup that also acts as a mobile spay unit, and they are trying to get it property tax exemption, and they need a letter of support in order to do that. I see it as a no-brainer. That being said, the five of you need to obviously make that choice, so unless there's any objection, I will gladly provide that for Vanessa.
Yeah, I mean, that's a program they've been doing for quite a while, and it's well-liked. I guess people appreciate it. Of course, there's the nuisance of having animals, run around that are unspayed, neutered, and also the disease control. And if you can prevent, it's a lot more efficient than paying for it on the backside with sheltering and all that. So it's something they've already been doing. The way that program works, once something's declared tax exempt, you don't have to apply for it every year, but when you have something new, a new asset, you have to make the case to get it tax exempt. So it's a continuation of what they've been doing. So it's not uncharted territory, but.
Probably one of the cheapest asks we'll ever have from Prairie Pod.
Yeah.
And I think, yeah, again, it's a no-brainer.
We had another one too, part of their finance committee. I think before, that program was kind of run through K-State. I think they kind of took care of more of the transportation. I forget the details of what changed, but fuel, they were talking about, getting a fuel card or whatever for the truck and then the costs and all that. Didn't know. I know for some other agencies, like the public transport, we let them use the terminal here. Didn't know if that's something potentially we could talk to them, or they could, we would be open, letting them discuss it with Jeff, what that would mean for them, and, no obligation, but.
But are they paying for the fuel?
Yeah, of course, they would have their own account, we would invoice them,
Okay.
but, just to let them be able to use our facility, but.
Is it at, I assume, a discounted rate using our fuel then?
Say that again?
Is the discounted rate if they come and use our fuel than
Yes,
going to the gas station?
it would be less than what they would have to pay at a gas station. And no tax.
Be another way to help them out, doesn't cost us, I mean, a lot, It's a cost we've already realized, but again, not looking for approval on that, just, I guess if it's all right, let them discuss with Jeff, Public Works Department, so.
I'm all for animals getting spayed and neutered. Bob Barker.
Well, I'm not hearing objections to either. What I can do is help facilitate the letter of recommendation. We'll get that taken care of, and I can facilitate a discussion with Vanessa and Jeff to make sure that there aren't logistics. And there could be, I
Yeah.
need to talk with Jeff about that, but provided there aren't, then we can potentially work something out there.
Yeah.
Can we talk about the commission meeting next week? We should
Yeah.
probably, yeah, I mean, just
KAC
make it public,
next.
yes.
Yes.
That what we have one?
Yes. Next week is the KAC meeting. At least a few of you will be down in Wichita, so we will not have a quorum, and thus won't be meeting next week. And that's all I've got.
Okay. Paul, you got anything?
Just wanted to invite you, if you're in town, a week from tomorrow is the annual gathering for FCDC, so we'll have lunch out at the high school from 12 to 1, and certainly want to invite all of you to come. That's basically our year-end gathering, and opportunity to celebrate what all FCDC does for Ottawa and across Franklin County, and so certainly would like to see you there if you can make it. I'm getting it catered by Fronteras, if that's an enticement, so.
At noon?
12 to 1, yep, at the Ottawa High School,
What day was that? Is that when most of it?
next Thursday, 11th.
Thursday. Okay, that's a busy day.
That's all I got.
And you all might be still down in
Yeah.
Wichita that day.
Oh, that's true, we won't be here.
But if
But
not all of you
you
are
guys-
attending, then maybe we can get a couple there.
Okay, welcome to come.
Thanks, Paul.
Thanks. Christie, Sheriff?
Morning. I just want to share a little bit about one of our employees, Sergeant Tanner Hendrickson, be graduating tomorrow from the Law Enforcement Command School that's put on through KLATC. It's also, will be receiving his designation as a certified public manager through KU, and that ceremony is tomorrow. So we're proud of him that it's been a year-long process for that work. He'll be the fourth person in our office to go through the CPM course. And we've seen a lot of benefit from that as far as just the knowledge and information that we take, that everyone takes away from that. It's a great course. And so, but I just wanted to give kudos to Tanner. It takes some dedication and some work above and beyond what we normally do in our normal schedule to get that accomplished. And so we're very proud of him. So that's all I've got, unless you guys have questions for me.
Numbers at the jail are,
What's that?
I said, numbers at the jail.
Yeah, the
Are-
numbers at the jail yesterday, we were down to 45 total, so
Awesome.
that's pretty good. It's pretty good. So it's also shocking for this time of year. Usually they go up when it gets cold. We're hoping that the more active involvement with the warming centers and the homeless shelters are helping with that. Because normally this time of year, we get a lot of like nuisance violations, so that people end up being arrested and have a place to stay. So at least that's what we've always suspected, that those nuisance violations were. So hopefully the warming shelters are helping out quite a bit in that. So, yeah.
Scary when we're full and we're looking for room to put people, but the fiscal conservative inmate wants to point out, I'm glad we don't have a brand
Yeah.
new expensive staffed facility sitting
Yeah.
partially full, so.
Yeah, so, very good. Thank you.
Hey,
Oh, cool.
Thanks, Peg. Good morning. Just a real quick, wanted to give you an update on the storm event that we worked Monday. We did work a double shift, really without too many issues. There are some minor things that we need to improve on with our trucks and getting some of our rates put down on salt and stuff, because we can actually monitor that now. But we're working through all those things, and employees did great. Trucks went off without a hitch, so really happy about it. I'm really excited about tomorrow, the courthouse thing. So I'm looking forward to that as a quasi-historian for the county. I'm looking forward to seeing what takes place, and I hope we have a lot of people there. That's all I got.
Commissioners?
No, I kind of kudos to them. Appreciate the board that put together to put it on tomorrow and put on the whole thing. And I know they spent a lot of time away from their own activities to try and make it better for the rest of us. And I thought the courtroom looked really nice. I thought they did a really good job. And I'm looking forward to the opening too. I'm sure I've had a lot of people ask me a lot of questions, like, do we think there's a lot of gold in it? And I said, well, and when the maintenance guy didn't bend over when he was carrying it away. So I don't think there's a lot of, but I did mention about the coin that was found in there. They thought that was all pretty neat, where somebody threw a Swedish coin inside there that maintenance found when they took the box out. There was a coin of that era in there just laying loose in there. So evidently one of the builders they said a lot of them were from Swedish descent that built the courthouse. And there was a coin in there that was just laying in there, it wasn't in the box. So somebody was, thinking about someday they'll, I'm sure I'm glad they'd like to know that it happened, but I don't think that's very possible. That's all I got.
Not without a Ouija board, huh?
No.
I guess, the ELC board, I've been on there for 5 years, so I term limited out. So the end of the year, I'm officially off of it, but, had our last meeting, or I did. Experience being on there, it's a very well-run organization. We don't hear about our community mental health center a lot, which is good. That's not, the rule. Sometimes that's the exception, right? Like so many things, when you don't hear about it, you don't think about it. We're very lucky to have just a consistently well-run center, responsibly managed fiscally and operations, provides a good service, but you know it's there and you don't hear about it. So I guess the curse of just running a organization sometimes, you don't make the newspaper for having another day with doing A-okay. So it was a great experience, and nothing but positive things to say about that organization. Leave them things like any organization, I guess it's cyclical, right? You have challenges, then you have good times, and they're both as predictable as time, luckily. Me, I guess not in spite of me, but just happened to leave at a time when things are going pretty well. Their staffing challenges are getting better. They're far better than they were when we were all experiencing big staffing challenges. Right now, fiscally, they're in a pretty good spot. And then not unlike us, they're using the good time left. We're having the conversation about maybe if there's some debt we could address, or not creating legacy costs, but addressing some needs. As to say, but I appreciate my time on there. So, but I won't be on there from now on.
I guess I would just say that since we're starting this wonderful Christmas season, and wishing everybody to be safe, especially with weather events that come up, and just hoping everybody enjoys this time. And tomorrow, we do our opening.
The only thing I had was Princeton had their meeting on Monday, and their challenges between growth and trying to take care of the projects that they really need to get done, basically on their roads and their sewers, the ditches along the edge. They do have on Saturday, there's a chili supper from 5 to 7, and Santa will be there. So if you have nothing else to do and you want a nice event. I don't always report on it, but the city of Ottawa, there's been a lot of talk about the roads or the streets in Ottawa. I think it was one of those projects that it's almost overwhelming, so it kind of kept getting pushed further and further. And I think they're to the point now that they're really talking on what they can do to actually at least start. It is overwhelming when you think of all that needs to be done, but they are actually moving ahead with plans to actually start at least addressing some of the issues that they have. And I think passing the sales tax was a good start on that, have some money to do that. Looking forward to tomorrow. And then also, if you have nothing else to do this weekend, they're doing the road to Bethlehem out at Camp Chippewa, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 3 nights. I think it's
Yes.
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday evening. Anyway, dress warm and come out. And that's all I have.
Everybody show up at the courthouse. It's gonna be a good time.
Make a motion to adjourn. Oh.
Second.
Nope.
Aye.